Welcome to Second Take, the show that focuses on the issues behind the news. Mining Weekly editor Martin Creamer joins me today to unpack the latest in the mining industry. Welcome, Martin.
Thanks, Ashley.
Now, former Eskom CEO Brian Damas has come out in support of President Cyril Ramaphosa's energy plan.
It's amazing how many top business leaders, people who really know the energy scene, have come out, in favor of this very interesting plan, because it's a two-pillared plan. Firstly, you make sure you get a lot of renewable energy going, because you can do that in 18 months and the private sector is paying for it, so it doesn't put strain on the fiscus. But the second pillar is that gives the headroom for Eskom to do its repairs, to do its maintenance. So, it's getting the nod in a lot of places. We saw yesterday with the Royal Bafokeng Platinum. They applauded this plan. They think it's an excellent plan to get people onto the grid as well, and to cut all the red tape, and not even have 100 megawatt threshold limit anymore, so that people will present a business case. Business knows what they need, and they know how to do it. So earlier on we saw Kumba Iron Ore, and Pumi Zikalala, she said how excited she was about this. We saw Anglo coming through, also excited about it. And just about every business leader you speak to now is saying that they're backing this with an enthusiasm that we haven't had for a long time.
Speaking of Anglo-American, Australia's Queensland government has increased its royalty rate significantly without consultation. What does this mean for the miner?
Well, they raised it, and they raised it with significant underlying sentiment of saying this is not the right thing to do. If you look at just increasing the royalties without consultation, they kept on saying without consultation is really serious with the industry as a whole. Now, when I look at it, you see these countries and you see these states who imagine a company like Anglo-American is huge and it can take a knock on the jaw. But this is actually nationalization by stealth. They'll say they're private sector people, but they're nationalizing by stealth here without any consultation. And they imagine, these guys are big, they've got broad shoulders, they can take this, not realizing that the shareholdings in here, like Anglo-American, if you examine it, that money that's gone in is largely the pension funds and provident funds of ordinary people, very ordinary people. So you are saying, hey, we need this money now because we've got this situation in Queensland where we need this backing. So we're just taking it. We're not even going to ask you. Not realizing that you're taking it from amongst very ordinary people, workers, mine workers. So I think that's why our particular diplomats should be running to those doors of government in Queensland, banging on the door and saying, how dare you guys? You don't mess around like this. Don't pretend you're free enterprise people. You're actually trying to nationalize things here, but you're doing it creepily and without consultation. So I think they put that message across, but they also raised the issue of Chile, which has become very uncertain at the moment. And although they have got an agreement till the end of 2023, they're also concerned about some of the things that are happening there that could affect their copper operations.
Lastly, Martin, tell us about Anglo's plan for green hydrogen production with on-site solar and off-site wind.
This is really a well-thought-out plan with a very good partner. The EDF Renewables, Paris-based, these people are highly experienced in power. And you've got someone like that helping you, but the vision is broad. It's regional. It's not just looking at one mine and say, hey, we want to get 100% coverage here. They're looking at a far broader picture. So on site, you'll have the solar, because they've got a lot of land in the mine. They've got these concession areas. They can put up these solar panels quite liberally to get power there. But you don't want to just have that, because sun shines brightest during non-peak periods. I don't say that always applies to mines, but generally the sun shines brightest during non-peak. So what do? You need wind. So off-site, then you see where is the wind that you can get, so that wind can blow during the peak. And then you can have batteries that that store electricity during that very hot period and also give into the system. But I'm told that some of the wind that's blowing around the Namibian area. And our west coast is among the best in the world. And you've got the east coast as well. So you can combine these two. That also gives you an excess. You're going to get an excess when you're not drawing, in a way that is consistent all the time. It's cyclical. During the time when you're not drawing that much, you can use the excess both for the battery and also then for hydrogen, green hydrogen. And when you store that green hydrogen, you're storing energy just waiting to turn into electricity or whatever you want. So it's a very interesting solution and so well thought out, so far ahead of time. And when you look at the map of South Africa there, you see that we've got to do something, because they're showing these maps very liberally around the world now, and they're saying, look at these areas. Brazil, tree green, man, because of course they've got a lot of hydropower and all that sort of stuff. A lot of these countries are at a far better advantage when they show us dark brown, and that means you're really still relying on coal a lot. And when you look at Queensland, that we've just been speaking to, same colour, because that's where they rely on coal so much. So you're going to be exposed, and if you, a country, think you can just carry on as normal, you are prejudicing all your businesses, because those that might export will suddenly find a tariff, because they'll say, we're putting this carbon tariff on, it can affect your whole country's economy. So I'm glad to see there's such a lead being taken, and also we've got the President's plan now backing that, fitting in. So hopefully we'll get all this through quickly.
Thanks for speaking with us, Martin.
It's a great pleasure, Sashni.
That's it for today. Join us again next week for more news analysis on the local and global mining industries. To subscribe to Creamer Media's Engineering News and Mining Weekly, please email subscriptions@creamermedia.co.za.